Hello, it's me, and today I will be showcasing my custom Playmates Mechagodzilla 2021 from Godzilla vs. Kong, and my custom Godzilla 2021, which I made from the bootleg monsterarts Godzilla 2019. So, after my last video that I did, which was a short little stop motion test between these two fighting, I got a few comments saying, could I do a showcase on them? I can't do a tutorial because I've already done them, and I haven't taken any sort of in the making pictures, unfortunately, which wasn't very smart. But yeah, I've also, for these two, got some accessories that I've made for both of them. And yeah, I'll show you them later on after I've gone over the main features of the two figures. So first, I guess I'll do Mechagodzilla, which I'm very, very pleased with. Grabbing the actual, what it looks like when you first get it, the Playmates Mechagodzilla. So basically, what I did is all the bits that I wanted to add joints, I basically just cut them with a saw. I think it was a jewellery saw, which gives you a really nice clean cut, and then drilled the right size holes into the parts where I wanted to add ball joints. And then the ball joints that I got, I can't remember the exact name, but on eBay, if you just search up ball joints, there are quite a few really good ones, and these ones, I think it's a pack of 16, so like really tiny ones, medium, and then big. But after I cut it apart, I added the ball joints to all the bits except for the tail. I left all of those bits separately until after I'd sprayed it. So what I did is, after I'd done all that, I sprayed it completely sort of metallic chrome silver. Then after I did that, I drilled through all the separate bits in the tail and added wire, so it has the really incredible movement. And then, after I did that, I added a black wash, or a dirty down, which makes it look a lot more accurate to the film and brings out all the little details, which I think looks quite nice. And then all I needed to do after that was painting all the little bits of red. I did it all down the back, all on the little bits there. And the way I did that is I just got a scalpel or X-Acto knife, whatever they call them, and I got a little bit of red acrylic and just placed it across the top of all of these, all down the middle, which I think it came out really nicely. Also, the last thing, which probably most people might not be able to do, is I added a hinge to the hands, the sort of claw grabber hands. I also added a swivel there with just a bit of wire, and the way I did this is, again using the jewellery saw because you get a really nice precise cut, is I went along there and that and out, so it was in these two bits. I drilled through all of them, put a bit of wire in, and now it can open and close, and I did that on both the hands. This one doesn't close as well because it's a different shape. Oops. It's a different shape to this one. As you can see, that's more curved and this one's more sort of rectangular. I like this one more, to be honest. Something which I did try to do but failed miserably at was to use a Dremel to carve in the little X's on there, and it just went completely wrong. It didn't work at all, so I just went over them with a bit of super glue to just slightly get rid of them, and it didn't turn out very well. I haven't done anything in there. Tell me in the comments if you want to see like what I should do in there, because I don't really know the colours or what exactly to do in there, because I might just leave it. I don't really know. But for the accessories with this guy, what I made was using a clear perspex rod and using a drill to drill a hole in the back of his mouth, I made his, I can't remember what it's called, photon beam or something. I don't know exactly what it's called, but I used a clear perspex rod. I did a thin layer of super glue all over, so it just gives it a bit of difference in shape. Then I went over it with red glass paint, so it still stayed see-through, but it was still red. And then I left a normal bit at the end so it can fit in. And now I have a beam for Mechagodzilla, which I think actually looks really nice. But it is quite long, so I might cut it down a bit to probably about that length, so I can do the beam clash between him and Godzilla. But another thing, I still need to super glue his jaw in, I forgot to do that, is he came with a heave, and I had 2 other heaves, one from this Mechagodzilla and one from the Skullcrawler, and I customized them. So now, actually, I'll get this one because this is the better one. So what I did with this one was, just move him out of the way, is I cut all these separate bits off and put a bit of wire through, so now these can all move, so you can get it in the flying pose and the sort of taking off hovering pose. I sprayed it silver, painted all the little windows in, got all the bits of yellow, the red stripes, not very well done, I'm going to try and fix them up. Got the little bits of red there. I might still do like a dirty down or a black wash over the top of it just to make it look a bit nicer. But I have got 3 of these, so I've only got 2, the other one's downstairs. But I think these turned out quite nicely. And that's really it for Mechagodzilla. Actually, I'll first show you all the joints that I've done. So for the articulation, he can look that far up, so very, very far up, because I got 2 ball joints. And someone was saying about how people have, for some reason, made their necks really long. I don't exactly know how they've managed to do that, because mine still has that same amount of articulation, and mine isn't like a super long neck. It stayed basically the same. So I'm a bit confused on how people manage to make their neck somehow longer. The elbows can go quite far down. They can go that far up, so you can get him like fully forwards. The hands can open and close and spin around. The ankles can go forwards, backwards, left, right, and can spin all the way around. And the tail can go all the way around in a loop. It can go all the way up round to there. It can go all the way around to the side, both ways. So I think I've got the tail absolutely spot on. And that's it for the articulation that I've done. The jaw can still open the same amount and wider. So I can have Godzilla sort of breaking his jaw. And that's about it for Mechagodzilla, but I think this guy turned out really nicely. And now, on to Godzilla, which this took me a really blooming long time to do, because I was just fixing bits up constantly. I started this guy ages ago, in like one of my older videos you saw him, and it was just plain white with the crappy blue. I completely repainted over that and did it again. But I have done quite a lot to this guy. I haven't added any articulation. But what I did is I sprayed this guy completely and utterly white in all the little bits. Then I painted the dorsal plates fully like this. So I went from lighter to darker and then did the black around the tops. And then what I did is I painted the entire body this grey, so it's a mix of black, white and a little bit of light brown to get the sort of different colour variants. Then I added the little bits of blue in his legs, his gills, eyes and nostrils. Then for the chest, the way I got this shade of brown was just with a bit of light brown and then black. Then it came out really nicely. See if I can get a slightly better light. And I did that all the way down. It's got it up there, and then all the way down to the tip of the tail. That bit falls off a lot. I think it's just over here. I need to super glue this back on. But then finally what I did is, well, not finally, I painted the mouth inside that nice pink, which is a combination of obviously red, white, then a little bit of light brown just to give it a slight colour difference. And then finally after that I did a very, very slight light blue wash down. Can't really see it. I might do another one probably because it just didn't turn out properly how I wanted. Although you can sort of see it sort of fades slightly. Not very well, but it does. And also in the eyes I did a light blue wash, which you can see it there. And then the final thing that I did, which took a really, really long time, is so that when I move the joint, it doesn't scrape the paint off. I sprayed it with a clear lacquer, which means none of the paint will scrape off, but you see it doesn't scrape off. And then, oh no. It's fine because I won't really be doing that much, and it's just, unfortunately, the neck, it's still scraping off because these are in such close contact all the time that they're always scraping off, unfortunately. As you can see, it's got all the bits of white, so I need to see if there's any way I can fix that. But he's got the same amount of articulation, if not more, so he can bend down all the way. He can go all the way up. Neck can up, down, left, right. Jaw can open and close. Arms can go all the way around. Elbows that far out and that far in. Hands can spin around and go up and down. The hips can't go all the way around, but they can go back and forth. The legs can go forwards and backwards a little bit. Ankles forwards and backwards, and a little bit left to right. The tail can go about this far that way, and about that far that way. It can go up, down, but it has become floppy. I do really need to super glue that bit on, but it has still, it's become floppy over the year. Well, not over the year, because of how much I've been moving this and bending it to get in all the little nooks and crannies. But yeah, also some things that I made for this guy are I made him some extra hands, more than the monster arts. This is one of them. So what I did is I made a mould of his normal hands, and then I took them out just before it was rock solid, and I posed them, I bent them into place, and now I've got two open hands, so like the splayed, which the real monster arts came with. I've got the two normal ones, and then I've got two closed ones, which aren't amazing, but they look quite nice. And I've got the atomic breath downstairs, but I haven't really done anything to that. I'm trying to figure out what I might do to it, but yeah, I think this guy turned out really nicely. And a little bit of an update on the King Kong. It could be arriving this week, or maybe next week, because I cancelled the pre-order from a place called Forbidden Planet, which I pre-ordered it 6 months ago, and bought it from Big Bad Toy Store, which is actually very good. I've also bought the Godzilla Ultima from there. And yeah, he should be arriving quite soon. He could arrive today, I don't really know. But finally, I'll do a little size comparison I mean, only one, really, next to my custom Playmates Kong 2021, which what I did is I put a bit of tape around there to give it a sort of nice sort of bandagey-ish look, like wrapped up. I burnt the scars in, did all the hair, painted it. Haven't done the eyes yet, I do need to do that. And I made him an extra head. I did have a growling head, but for some reason it went green. So I don't really know, I'm going to try and fix that. But these two can swap in and out, like the monsterarts. But here they are next to him. I haven't changed the height or anything. But here's the whole setup. I haven't got like the Warbat or Skullcrawler because I haven't bought the Warbat. I might, because they might be releasing a new one, which I might get that because the colours look a bit nicer. And the Skullcrawler I've customised already. But that's about it for this showcase. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope this helped you if you want to customise this guy. But be very careful when using like scalpels for cutting this, because recently I cut my finger very, very badly, but it's healed up very well now. But it was a proper deep, gruesome cut. I won't really tell you much about it, it's not very pleasant. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.